Hi everybody, it's Ernie Sabella, the voice of Pumbaa from The Lion King. And I'm telling you to like this video and subscribe to Carny's YouTube channel.
Hey guys, it's Carny. How's it going? So if you're anything like me, you have mixed feelings about AI. On the one hand, as someone who is like creative and makes things, I'm like, okay, well this could make me and other creatives' lives easier if done correctly. But that is, of course, provided that the people who make this stuff market it to creatives to make their lives easier and not as a substitute for the creatives themselves, which appears to be the vibe of the coca-cola Christmas ad that came out this past year. And I really hated this thing. I have it pulled up right here. I want to go through this one frame at a time. That might be slightly hyperbole. I might skip a couple of frames, but you understand what I'm saying. But I want to go through this as like one shot at a time as I can, because there are so many mistakes in these shots that they all only last like maybe a second and a half because they're hoping you won't notice them. All right, let's get going. Okay, so right off the bat, this bottle is just ridiculous because the bottle opening is in like slow-mo and all of the little like sparks kind of flying off it look pretty bad anyway. But the bigger problem is that the entire rest of the background is stationary. It's not like, oh, well, like, of course it's not moving. Like, there's no life to it at all. So when you see the bottle opening, all I can notice is just how much the rest of it is not moving rather than focusing on the movement of the bottle. Okay, now I'm looking at the mountains they got here. The mountains themselves look fine because AI is usually pretty good at doing stuff like that. But the snow on the trees, especially this one over to the right, it's like this, it looks like Jimmy Neutron graphics. I'm expecting the "Hi, I'm Paul" guy to show up after this shot. That one I give this shot a 6 out of 10. I'm not gonna do ratings for all of them. That's too much work. Okay, so this is like a frozen tundra. Look at like the edges of all this stuff. Like it doesn't even look real. This is what AI is supposed to be good at, is these like static background shots, and they can't even do this right. Okay, now I'm looking at the reindeer. I just think it sucks. I can recognize technically that that's not like that bad. Like that's definitely not the worst thing that's in this, but I don't know, just something about the way it moves, the way its face, it's just like, there's no life in its eyes. A 2 out of 10. Also, on a side note, I know that the song they're using is from like a really old ad campaign. They should have kept that in the past because the song sucks too. Okay, so here's the polar bear. This one I remember. No life in its eyes whatsoever. Yes, this right here. Okay, so the splashing in front of the bear's face looks so like detached from the rest of the shot. It literally looks like if you went on like Envato Elements or something like that and got like a water splash effect and then just like went into After Effects and put that in front. It does not blend in at all. Already the bear looks terrible because of its eyes, and then you put that in front of it, it just looks terrible. A 0 out of 10. Okay, now I'm looking at the big red truck. This brings up two things that I noticed the first time I watched this. Number one is the logo. Up top here, the Coca looks fine. But when it gets to cola, it feels like it's like almost like whoever wrote it is like starting to like slip a little bit. So the logo looks ridiculous. Like they couldn't even finish a logo properly. But also the rims of the tires. There's gonna be more tire rim stuff because I don't know what it is, but for some reason, I guess it's because they're like moving in a circle. AI just can't get these right. It looks like in the middle, there's supposed to be a Coca-Cola logo in there too, and it's wrong. Also, when this truck starts up, I know it's supposed to just be like the truck starting, but because the fumes are so white, it looks like it's about to explode. Maybe that's a metaphor for something. I don't know. I'm just trying to, you know, get 4 out of 10. Okay, this is a small one, but now I'm at the part where there's like a bunch of trucks around that big Christmas tree, and you can see that the fumes coming out of the back of the first truck, because, you know, it's up and ready to go deliver some Coca-Cola, it's completely static. The fumes are not moving at all. Also, maybe I'm just seeing things, but it also looks like the tire trails in the snow are like ahead of some of the trucks. Like those trucks have not moved yet. There shouldn't be tire trails there. 2.5 out of 10. Also, I guess I am rating all of these out of 10. I thought I wasn't gonna do it, but I guess I am. Okay, now I'm at those two trucks that are like on the road. And this front tire just makes my brain want to explode. All the tires kind of look wrong, but specifically this, what tire rim looks like this? Like, it's so easy. It's a circle with smaller circles in it, and they have this weird like oval shape and these uneven like divots in the rim. It doesn't make any sense. Also, this is a small one, but these trucks are clearly supposed to be at least kind of the same. And you can tell in the front one that the grill is going horizontally, and you could tell that in the back one the grill is going vertically. Just thought I'd point that one out to you. 2 out of 10. Okay, so for this one, when it's going through the big like light arches, if you look at the bottom, you can see the truck begin to split in half and they cut away. This is like I was saying earlier. All of the shots in this commercial cut away so quickly because there are these glaring mistakes that they just hope nobody will notice. Coca-Cola Co. currently valuated at $268 billion. That's a pretty bad, I'm gonna give that like a 1.5 out of 10. Okay, now we have the dog. The dog's tail is moving, and none of the rest of it is. His mouth is open, so he should be panting, but he's not. The snow is falling to an angle, so there should be some wind in his fur, but there isn't. -5 out of 10. I hate that shot. Okay, now all the trucks are driving by the houses. This one's not terrible. I will give credit where credit is due. This is still a pretty low bar to pass. The tires on the front truck still kind of look weird. And like I was saying earlier, with the logos, like, they look so different from the rest of the shot because they're clearly just like Coca-Cola logos plastered on. Like, they're just too bright and high def, and everything else looks like, I don't know, almost like clay-like. But the first truck and the second truck actually do look pretty similar in this one. I'll give them points for that. I'll give this one like a 6.5 out of 10. Okay, well, that didn't last long. Now we're at the next shot of the trucks. The lights on top of like the cab of the truck, like, it's too close to the camera to be like that, you know, sort of like bokeh-like and, you know, sort of fuzzed out. Also, why are these all the way over near the driver's side window? And on the back truck, there are the same amount of lights, but they're all in the middle. Also, why does it have a second headlight coming out of the driver's side door? The tires on these ones look really bad. The rim on the front tire of the front truck looks terrible. And the tires on the back truck just look uneven. Like, the one to the left of the back truck, it looks like it's almost like coming like in as it hits the ground. This is like a 2 out of 10. This is really bad. The tree looks fine. That's, I don't know, like a 5 out of 10. The satellite is just a bunch of like shapes that don't need to move, so that looks fine too. That's also a 5 out of 10. Okay, now I'm at the part where the polar bears are watching the TV. Maybe I'm going insane with this. The 2 Coke bottles in the middle of this shot just look like PNGs that they just photoshopped in there. That could just be me, but those look really out of place. Also, am I going insane here, or do the mom and dad bear have butt cracks? Why would we need to see that? Why would they need, you know what I mean? Who are they even watching on the TV? Is that like a real, like, old broadcast? It probably isn't. That actually would be hilarious if like everything in this is fake, but for some reason they have like a real old clip of like Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve. Also, I'm taking points off because the tree on the left just looks very, Jimmy Neutron. Hi, I'm Paul. Okay, I'm in the stereotypically Chinese town now. The wheels on this truck are not moving. Was it worth the savings, Coca-Cola? Okay, now these shots are going so quick that I like can barely even tell what's going on. I know that they're coming down a road. The road looks terrible. There are apparently no lanes on this road going down into what seems like it's probably, I don't know, maybe like San Francisco? I don't even know what that's supposed to be. Yeah, actually, I didn't even notice that the first time that I walked through the road looks awful. And still, with the Coca-Cola logos, like, yes, they look better because they probably like actually just like went in manually and put them on, but they look so different from everything else in the shot. I guess it was San Francisco because now I'm looking at the Golden Gate Bridge. But what is this rock formation beneath the Golden Gate Bridge? And why are all the trucks just dead center in the middle? They've shut down the Golden Gate Bridge this year, guys. We got a lot of Coke to deliver. Oh my God, this is even worse than I remember it being. Oh, this is a really big one. I also realized I forgot to rate them after a certain point. Well, this one that I'm about to talk about is getting a 0. Because look at this truck. to the right. How do you leave that in? That truck literally looks like in like a PS2 game when there would be like a glitch and like some door would like get all messed up. That looks so bad. Okay, so taking a look at the truck closest to the camera for this next shot, it looks like one, we have two different types of rims on the front and back tires, and also back left tire, that's a flat. I'd like to think that is a metaphor for, you know, how this whole thing turned out. Oh, there's Santa's sleigh throwing sparks off into the distance in the sky. The way the sparks are coming off look really cheap too. Yeah, it just looks like they rendered the sleigh and then just like I said, just went to like some website and just dropped that in as like a thing, which I'm sure they did. I mean, I'm sure it was AI, but that doesn't mean it looks good. Okay, good God. I feel like that took me like 15 minutes to get through 30 seconds of footage. I don't think AI for creative purposes necessarily has to be bad. Like when I use like the generative fill feature in Photoshop, I don't think that's hurting anybody. It doesn't work half the time, so maybe that's why I don't feel as threatened by it. But this is such dog shit. The one good thing about this is I really think that a lot of people who aren't really, they're not creatives or they're not artists, and so that you would think that they maybe wouldn't care that much about AI taking people's jobs. Those people maybe are not super up on kind of like the ethics and legality of AI, but they know that this looks like crap. And I genuinely believe that it is a real possibility that companies making commercials like this will become known as, they'll just get memed to hell on the internet of like, oh my God, like look at how cheap Coca-Cola is. I also feel like AI may be kind of like the new crypto, like just this new thing that like tech people are using to just like create these businesses out of nothing and get a bunch of money. I could be wrong about that, that's just my opinion. But I don't know. What do you guys think? I genuinely cannot believe that this aired on national TV. But I don't know, there's a lot of people who think that AI really is like the way of the future, and they're like, you just gotta give it time, it's gonna get better. And then there are other people who are like, we can't let it give it time because then they're gonna take over the world. It's a very hot button issue going into, 2025. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that, creative people should be using AI to like make their stuff? Or do you think that it's just like absolutely no chance in hell, like we should stay away from this at all costs? I would love to hear your thoughts. I hope you guys are having a good start to your new year. Fellas, it was great to see you, and say something nice to the ladies on the way out.
Hi everybody, it's Ernie Sabella, the voice of Pumbaa from The Lion King. And I'm telling you to like this video and subscribe to Carny's YouTube channel. That's Carny's YouTube channel.